Reporting to you live, Snowpocalypse 2025. The snow has descended upon us. I'm about to go outside into the wintry bluster and find out whether or not I can survive Snowpocalypse and yet bring you an update to your living room. This is what I do. I brave the elements so that you can enjoy it from the safety and confines of your warm living space. Let's go. Right away, visibility is extremely limited in the harsh conditions. High winds, extreme snow coming down. But you know, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna go out there. We're gonna get out there so you can see exactly what's happening. Risk life and limb to bring Snowpocalypse to you live 2025. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Dealing with very extreme, harsh snow and ice conditions on the roads. Hard to get traction. Definitely got to be careful out here. One small step and you could be done. Somebody might not find you for days. Well, after some trepidation but careful maneuvering, I have managed to make it safely to the front of my neighborhood. I'm not sure how much further I can make it in these conditions, especially because the wind has picked up to 1 mile per hour at this point. But I'm gonna push on and see if I can get even further than other people have gotten in these conditions. I mean, as you can see, nobody has ventured out in these cruel conditions. Okay, well, maybe there was 2 cars out in the distance, maybe those 2, but yeah, it's 3. Yeah, you want to be really careful, not leave your house in these conditions. I'm going to push on a little bit further here and see what else we can report in Snowpocalypse 2025. Be back with you shortly. I mean, as you can see, the civilians have made good use of the copious amounts of snow. I mean, that's just a massive snowman. It wouldn't be possible at all if it wasn't for these blizzardry conditions. That's what we're dealing with here. Again, Snowpocalypse 2025, more to come. This car here, obviously trapped by the elements. There's no telling how long it's been trapped in this parking lot from the accumulation of snow. Snowpocalypse 2025. To the intersection approximately 1/4 mile from my house. You might not be able to hear me well because of the high winds and just absolute devastation surrounding me. But as you can see, it's absolute chaos. Absolute chaos here in Snowpocalypse 2025. I'm gonna try going a little bit further down this historic street and see what else we can find. As you can see, the snow is very thick here, accumulating on the plants. Here, very thick. Got to be careful. Some areas very dangerous. You know, in these types of conditions, what you want to do is you want to shorten your stride and keep a low center of gravity. 3 points of contact at all times if possible. You have to be careful in these types of conditions. You know, one of the things we've noticed in reporting on the storm is just business after business closed down. You know, for hours. Just an absolute heap of cars. Haven't been able to make it out of these elements. Trapped by Mother Nature. Only to be released once she's willing. For now, the conditions dictate. Many people hunkered down. Cars batching down. Snowpocalypse 2025. Again, more cars out in the distance here. As you can see, Never mind that one going by there. More cars here, as you can see out in the distance. Completely engulfed by the elements. Trapped. I can only trust that the owners of those vehicles have found safe shelter and warmth until we get past this storm. You know, if you stop and listen, you can just feel the chaos of the moment. You can really feel the chaos of the moment of this storm and what it has brought upon this town. Just locked up. People not sure when it's going to end. I mean, just stop for a moment and listen to the absolute chaos. This once active playground area, this whole area right here, once active, you can see how it's just been abandoned, desolate. We don't know where everybody is, but this is what's happened with this storm. Once active area, abandoned. No telling when civilization was last here. All you see are the remnants of a once active playground. Snowpocalypse 2025. We're gonna push a little bit further. You know, it's said that many of the citizens, those that are left, have had to resort to Christmas lights as their sole source of electricity. That appears to be the case as we journey through some of these abandoned roads to see what's going on in this storm. Certainly a dismal sign of the just utter devastation that this storm has brought upon us. If you are still out there and you're around, stay at home, be safe, conserve your supplies. We don't know exactly when we're going to get out of this. As we're pushing through the elements, perhaps ironically, we stumble across this historic graveyard, which reminds us of the reality that we all have to confront this moment of our lives at some point. We perhaps didn't know it was coming this soon, but perhaps not so ironically, we come across this historic area. May these souls rest in peace, reminding us of our own mortality and how fleeting life can be. Hold the ones that you love closely. Don't take anyone for granted. Snowpocalypse 2025. Another look at this, the devastation of the high winds. You can see how this has created just a wind bank of the thick snow that is built up against the tires of this vehicle. Again, very intense wind conditions. And that's one of the results that we see when you deal with storms of this magnitude. And just the accumulation of the effects of the elements over time. All right, let's push forward a little bit further here. There's a number of questions coming in the chat about my gear. And so I'll just take a moment to kind of highlight that and tell you how important protective gear is in these types of conditions. So if you take a look at these boots I'm wearing right here, you can see that they have a seam that comes up to the fabric of the shoe to protect you from harsh conditions. And you can take a look right there. I mean, boom, right there. Look at that snow. I mean, that's at least 1/4 of an inch off the ground, and about 1/2 an inch from encroaching upon this area where there's fabric, and there could potentially be seepage into the shoe, potentially causing hypothermia and other you know, very critical types of conditions that could threaten my very life. So yeah, we're not concerned about that here though. We are committed, fully dedicated to bringing you this story. You can see here some of the work of the citizens before this town was abandoned. The city, once full of hope, has been shoved into silence by this storm. Further areas along our path, let me just show you here. You can see just massive areas shut down by barricades. No safe passage through here. Clearly nobody has gone around this. They know better. People accepting their limitations, nobody crossing some of these areas, so they've just been shut down. Again, you know, just shut down by the elements. Very intense conditions out here. But I'm bringing this to you live. We're pushing against the elements. I want to make sure you have an idea of what's going on. Again, for those of you that are still out there, you can see just cars just completely abandoned here on the side of the road, everywhere. Clearly abandoned. We don't know when they were last, you know, the owners were in contact with them. We have no idea how long it's been like this. As you can see, the snow is very thick on these cars, very thick. Signs from civilization that once had laws that controlled it. The only laws in effect right now are the laws of Mother Nature. Town once ruled by laws of man, now ruled by the laws of Mother Nature. God be with all of us. Well, as you can probably hear, the elements are picking up all around me. Oh, before the conditions get any more severe, risking harm and injury, we're going to bring this report to a close. You know, it was Robert Frost that once said, "Man can bequeath upon his brethren the harshest of realities, but it is Mother Nature who is the cruelest mistress of all." It's entirely possible I just made that up. Snowpocalypse 2025 has been intense, but we were here to bring it to you live, to show you what we're dealing with. Keep the hope alive, keep the faith alive. Stay strong, stay warm if you're out there. We will live to fight another day. Snowpocalypse 2025. This is Dick Van Doodle signing out. Be safe.